Hello everybody, my name's Neil, welcome along to Midlife Motors, and today's video is going to be about Mrs. Midlife Motors' everyday driver, the Polo GTI. 4 years old shortly this car, so we've had it for coming up to 20,000 miles, service and MOT coming up. At 4 years, slightly more expensive service on these cars, and we'll run through the cost of that later once it's done. Going to have to film this over a few days because certain things are going to happen in a sequence, so bear with me on the editing. We're also though going to get rid of the horrible tyres that have been holding this car back from day one, so it's going to be great to get a decent set of tyres on, and later in the video we'll take the car out for a drive and we'll see what it really feels like with some good rubber on it. First things first though, oh, and there's a handy couple of tips coming too, so stay tuned for those. First things first though, I've got a couple of little jobs to do, so let's crack on with them. First job, we're going to change the number plates, front and rear. These are the original dealer plates, and I should have changed them a long time ago. The front one starting to delaminate a little bit now. It's also got a crack starting to spread its way across. I don't have a cracked number plates and MOT fail. So we're going to change that. That'll sort all of that. The rear one I'm going to change also. I don't know if it's just me, but I think, see if you agree, I think that it's just not straight. It never has been from day one. Nobody else has ever mentioned anything. Maybe, like I say, it's just me. Plates have come from Plates for Cars. I'll crack on, and that'll be the first job out of the way. Well, had a good bit of success. The number plates are changed, which is great. I've got a non-working foreman come out to keep an eye on proceedings, and this car's got when the headlights are on, it's got these directional lights which come on. I don't really too fuss, but Mrs. Midlife Motors likes them. That one was out, but it turned out it was quite an easy task. Down in this wheel well, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, it's a bit dark. There's a cover, it unscrews and you can get straight at the bulb. Didn't even have to take the tyre off, so that was quite handy as well. Now, talking of tyres, this is my first gripe. These Bridgestone tyres, Turanza T001. They're appalling. Right, this tyre, I think this is new with the car, so it's 4 years old. It's about halfway through its tread life, but look at this, you can actually unpeel them. They're just delaminating. That's horrendous. Ignore the wheels, we know they're damaged, we saw that last time. They're booked in a couple of weeks time to get refurbed, but these, that's incredible. And if I whiz back to the front, now these are only 2 years old, we know that because these were put on new when we got the car. Okay, they're getting down towards the end of their life cycle, but even after 2 years between these tread blocks, look, they're delaminating as well. That's awful, that's terrible. I will never buy a set of Bridgestone tyres if this is the standard they get. Fortunately, in 2 days time, these will all be gone. Handy hint time, Volkswagens have these lovely plastic covers which go over your wheel nuts. In order to get them off, we need to head to the boot. So coming round the back here, and underneath the spare wheel, we'll find a box of bits and pieces, plus the batteries relocated to the boot, which is quite a nice touch. There's your locking wheel nut key, just in its recess there. But first things first, we're going to need this little circlip with a hook on the end. Bring that back round. To get them off, just use the hook end into the cap and pull. There it goes. To put it back on, just do the reverse. Put it in and push. Excellent stuff. Nice touch. We've jumped forward a couple of days again, and we're just picking up the car from the local VW dealer in Ayr here, Ingram's. It's just had its service, it's just had its MOT. CJ's just settled a bill, so we'll get home, we'll run through it and see what it's all cost. Show off. Again, we've jumped on a few days, and I'm up early because I'm hoping the roads are going to be quite quiet, because today's the day we're going to try the tyres out. Now, we've gone for Toyo Proxy Sports, which is maybe a little bit of a left field choice, but after doing some research and bearing in mind this car's used every day, I've had a set of Toyos before, always quite liked them, good grip in all conditions, and I've noticed straight away, and it was the same on the last car, so much quieter than the Bridgestones on these tyres. I noticed when we were in getting the car, picking the car up from its service, there was a new facelifted GTI in the showroom and it wasn't on Bridgestone, so I wonder if they've just sacked those tyres off completely. I'll head along this way. It's a bank holiday today, so I'm really fingers crossed that everything is going to be quiet and we can have a little bit of a push on. Lovely morning. Here we go then, we're up on my familiar roads. I'm going to put the car into sport mode. Always shocked at how fast this car is. I mean, it really accelerates. It's not bouncing around as much on these tyres either. We've done a few hundred miles now, so I think the sort of release agent is worn off. So much more bite and the car feels far more alive around these corners. You can feel, oh, what a difference. You can feel so much more through the steering as well. You can feel what the car's doing down on the corner, on the throttle early. No understeer there. I could have pushed much harder. Oh God, why did it have those tires on it? And the difference tires make as well is huge, isn't it? Absolutely huge. So I think I can feel a much more compliant ride. The brakes, everything just feels, the car just feels happier now. It just feels much happier. If you've got, I don't know if a Golf's the same, but do not stick with those Bridgestone tyres. They're terrible, which is strange because the ones on the Mazda are excellent. Right, we're a little bit slow around here. I was just taking it steady there because these corners are a wee bit off count. The acceleration in this thing. Off camber again, downhill. Use the boost. Can feel the front scrubbing a little bit there, but we got on the throttle quite hard quite early. Round this one. Shit, I'm carrying way more corner speed now. Yes. Massively improved the car. I still can never get over how this fires out of the corner. It's got so much low down boost. Brilliant. I've pulled over here because we've got a lovely backdrop. That's the Isle of Arran in the distance that you can see there, and I've dug out the receipt for the MOT and the service. Well, the headline figure this year was £394. I think the reason it jumped up a little bit at year 4 is because the spark plugs were changed, and that's not a particularly cheap item on this car. The rest of it includes the service itself, the MOT itself, the labour, all consumables. So all in all, it's not too bad. That was at a VW dealer, as you've previously seen. Next year it might go to an independent. That's its warranty period over now. One thing that I did notice, which was quite good, front brakes only 15% worn, rear brakes only 20% worn. It doesn't lead a particularly hard life, this car, but that's quite good to know. No advisories, as you'd expect. Job done for another year. Car can stay. Look at that view. Right, we'll try this direction as well, because these corners are not quite so open, a little bit twistier, so the front of the end of the car is going to have to work. Onto the brakes. I'm actually concentrating. Normally I'm able to talk, but yeah, we're carrying way more speed. Little tab to get the weight over the nose, and then fire out the corner. This is a long corner, this one, so be patient, Neil, be patient, Neil, be patient. Just keep feeding the power in, feed it in, feed it in, feed it in, feed it in, straighten the wheels, floor it. Oh, it's much more drivable, it's way more feedback. This now feels like a car you could go and chase apexes with and get quite a lot of enjoyment from doing that. Right. A couple up here, a couple of corners up here which are quite nice as well, so try them. I think we made a good shout getting up early. Gosh, well, if the tyres weren't scrubbed in before, they are now. Get the weight over the nose, get on the throttle early. The back's following round really nicely. Wow, yes, Damn, these are good cars. I approve of the tyres. Monumental difference. Good. Oh, costs. They were £450 fitted as the tyres. 18 inches on this car. I think they're 215s. GoPro, stop recording. Well, there we go. There's our update on this car after 4 years, and I hope that's been helpful for you, give you an idea of costs and what have you. Been a great car so far. This not really my cup of tea, but Mrs. Midlife Motors loves a hot hatch, and she really wanted to try a VW product, and I'd have to say it's going superbly. I don't think it'll be going anytime anywhere soon. If you've liked this update, if you can give us a thumbs up please, and if you can hit subscribe. We're getting close to 2,000 now, and it really does help the channel if you can hit the button. Thanks to everybody who's got involved. I'm going to enjoy a little bit more of this beautiful day. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye. Crikey, that was a bit high pitched. It is a beautiful day though.